Start counting.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, guys, it's happening. We are heading back to Egypt. We are doing a 9-day adventure all over Egypt, up and down the Nile. We have picked some of our favourite sites that we're going to visit. We've got special permission to go inside the Osirion, my personal fave. And we also have some other little surprises and special treats up our sleeves. We get it, Egypt is very expensive. Travel is very expensive. So we have worked really hard to try and bring you a budget Egypt tour. So yeah, we will not be staying at the fanciest schmanciest places of Egypt. We will not be getting the royal red carpet, but what we will be doing is scrambling all over these ancient sites. We'll be bunking down together and having a grand old time. We have picked our favourite sites to make this tour as concise as possible. Our favourite spots in Egypt. We've got a full-on 9-day tour, so it's a little bit shorter than other tours, but that makes it a little bit more accessible because you don't need to have a million years off work to come and join us. And we've worked really hard to try and get the price as low as possible because it's very competitive in Egypt and it's very expensive. So if you feel called to join us on this adventure, please click the link in the description and make sure that you whack down a deposit. And then you've got a lot of time between now and next year to sort out the rest. And we will see you in October 2026.
Oh,
Whoa, there we are.
here we are. We're here. Hey, we told you guys that next time we were going to have a big, big announcement. So I'm very excited to finally announce this. I think Johanna and I have been talking about doing an Egypt tour for years now.
Yeah, literally. It was always in the kind of pipeline of what we wanted to do with the podcast, with our lives.
Mhm.
But now it's actually happening and you guys can actually come. So,
Yep.
tickets are now on sale as of now.
As of right now, this moment, for the next 24 hours, it'll be exclusive to the Raiders here watching. And then after that, we will announce on social media and the ball will get rolling from there. So we're doing a 9-day Egypt tour. And we really, as Johanna said in the video that we put together, she said we did everything that we could to keep the price down. We want to make this like sometimes Egypt tours, like the price is just astronomical, and we wanted to make something that was accessible and affordable. So, like she said, we're not staying all the time at the fanciest schmanciest places, but we're getting to see all the good stuff in Egypt.
Yeah.
And most of the time, an Egypt tour comes with special permission access. So you're going to get something. Usually, you get the Great Pyramid, where you get to go in the subterranean chamber or the Queen's chamber, or you get to go down in the Sphinx pit. But on this tour, we're already going to get to go in the Great Pyramid. You're going to get to stand right above the Sphinx pit and walk around in the Valley Temple. So I'm going to let Johanna tell you guys about the special permission that we picked for this tour that I just think is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, my favorite site in all of Egypt is the Osirion, and it's not open to the public, so the public you can't even really go up and look down into it because they shut the little access road to it. So it was just like my non-negotiable. I was like, we have to take people to the Osirion. There is nothing like standing down in there. These huge 70-ton pillars that are just insane. You have to be there for the scale and size. And it's just the biggest, I think it's the biggest and best mystery that Egypt has to offer right now. And yeah, I'm so excited. So I was like, we have to make sure that we can go down there because you haven't been, Luke? You haven't been down?
I
Oh,
have
you have
not
been
been
down.
down in the Osirion. So I've been to Seti's temple, and I stood so kind of like, this is why we picked the Osirion, because you really can't get that close to it. You can see it a little bit if off in the distance. You're
Far away.
standing above it, and it's down inside the ground, but you
Mhm.
cannot get close enough to make out anything in the Osirion, any of the details, anything. Like when it comes to the Sphinx, you're right there next to the Sphinx when you're standing above it. You already get to go inside the Great Pyramid, but you don't even get to come close to going down inside the Osirion. And
Yeah.
the day I was there, it was beautiful outside. Like the weather was perfect. Birds were chirping over the Osirion and landing down in it, in the like bathing in the water in the Osirion. And I
Mhm.
was just thinking, like, this is the perfect place to do a special permission for the tour. And I was just so glad that Johanna agreed. But I absolutely agree. This is non-negotiable, the best special permission that you can possibly
That you
get from
can
the tour.
in Egypt. And also as well, just to so you can wrap your own head around it, because some of the mysteries of the Osirion you have to see up close. Some of the tool marks and scoop marks that you see inside, the unfinished parts, you have to see with your own eyeballs. The inside at the back, there's like a chamber that has the exact same mathematical dimensions as the Great Pyramid. You yeah, you just have to be able to go and see the architecture for yourself and we'll be able to compare literally both because we will see both. And the mystery kind of deepens with the Assyrian because in the if you follow the AcidaProject.org, which is the place you can go to online, which has got all of the historical research and historical like archives of the Osirion, but also the most up to date because they've reopened last summer. They reopened like the research project on it, and they've been doing so much information's coming out. Like they've managed to locate now where the water source is coming from. It's coming from 3 different locations.
Wow.
The aquifer below the ground, which is 900 meters deep into the earth, that it's bringing up this like aquifer water. But they've also realized that it's got 2 other water sources. One is coming from the old Nile. So the Nile pre 1976 or 9, when they built the dam, the river dam in Egypt changed loads of the waterways and the groundwater in loads of the areas of Egypt. And so it changed the groundwater around Abydos and around that whole area. And so you've got old Nile water, and then you've also got new Nile water. So there's a bit of a mixture. But what's really interesting is they're doing experiments and analyzing of the like the mineral content and the purity of not just the Assyrian water, but 6 wells around from the local area. And the disparity between the Assyrian water and all of the 6 wells is like huge.
Wow.
Basically, the Assyrian water is purified. It's being purified, and they don't know how. Why? Because the wells are distance-wise not too far away, but literally the wells have a fecal bacteria that is makes them like dangerous to be drinking. So do not drink from the wells around the Assyrian. But
Hmm.
the Assyrian water actually passes drinkable water like purification.
Yeah.
You will not die if you had a little sip. It looks disgusting because it looks like green and manky. It doesn't have a lot of movement. But in terms of that, and there's loads of other mysteries as well that we'll go into because there's like it has a much higher pH value than all the there's something to do with the water. It's got a much lower electrical conductivity rating compared to the water surrounding it. It's very special. This site is so super special, and we can go on and on and on about it. But we will be seeing it with our very own eyeballs and getting to hang out there. Oh, and another thing on the tour that we said was a non-negotiable because we were just like reflecting back on times we visited Egypt and seeing what would if we could design our own holiday there, what would we want to do and see. We wanted to spend a whole day at Karnak Temple because it is huge and you just don't want to rush it. So I was like, can we do a whole day? Can we have a picnic at Karnak and really take our time because there's layer upon layer upon layer of stuff to see there. And we have and we will. So day
Yeah.
trip to Karnak.
Yeah, and all day at Karnak is not something that most it's not something that most tours seem to do. They'll do it like a half a day in the morning, and you'll get through part of Karnak, but there's this
Mm,
whole other section over there and a whole section in the back that you didn't get to see, and all the megalithic stones that are toppled around. You don't get to see any, you don't really get to spend time with them. And there's a nice little cafe where you can get like ice cream and snacks and drinks and stuff right in the
yep.
middle of Karnak. And so yeah, I was thinking that, we get there in the morning, Johanna and I walk everybody around, show them the history of Karnak, the mysteries about the temple itself, and then around lunchtime, just let you guys go. That's kind of a big thing that I like to do in tours. And in Egypt, you kind of all need to stay together, but in the places that we can, I really like to let people kind of wander
Scatter.
and explore on their own. And because you need that time without Johanna and I talking in your ear the whole time about what you're looking at. You've traveled all the way across the world to see this place. It's nice when you get the opportunity to spend some time alone with the archaeological site. And so what we want to do is kind of foster a friendly, easygoing environment when you arrive there. You're not going to have to worry about anything from the time that you land in Egypt. When you get your bags, there will be a ride waiting for you that's provided by Select Egypt. They're going to take you to the hotel, and everything's going to be taken care of for you from the time that you arrive in the airport to the time that you arrive to the airport to depart. There will be somebody with you the entire way looking after you. And so yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. Here's some of the social media promotion that we made. I figured we just go over it with you guys because it's got some of the tour itinerary lined up in it. So, well, let's go back to the beginning. So Raiders Egypt tour, October 3rd through the 11th. So it's a 9-day tour. Photo of some of the places that we're going to go, especially in the center, the Osirion, hosted by Johanna James and Luke Caverns. Join this unforgettable journey through the land of pyramids and discover the ancient world's most incredible civilization. Tour price $4,500. So it goes without saying, if some of you guys have been keeping up with Egypt tours, this really is like quite significantly less than a lot of Egypt tours. And we wanted to do that to make it accessible and make it affordable, because that's just what Johanna and I believe that we should do. So we will start off by visiting the pyramids and the Sphinx of Giza, explore around and descend into the Great Pyramids of Egypt, experience the Sphinx up close. Also not put in here is the Valley Temple, which is probably one of the most amazing sites throughout all of ancient Egypt. It's right there on Giza. So we're going to get an entire day at Giza. Then the next day,
behind the scenes Giza day trip, which we have little special things planned, but yeah.
We're going to announce we have a special guest joining us that day. That we're going to announce a little bit later on. But yes, we have a special guest, a friend of ours that lives in Egypt who's going to be joining us for the day. I'm very excited to see him again and hang out and introduce you guys to him. So the Step Pyramid and the Serapeum. So the Step Pyramid of Saqqara exists in one of Egypt's most ancient royal burial sites, going back beyond Dynasty 4. Nearby is the Serapeum, where the labyrinth containing the megalithic boxes were found. So the underground labyrinth containing all of the giant granodiorite megalithic boxes. One of the craziest, most fascinating sites in all of ancient Egypt. We're going to get to spend half a day down there. Really, really excited about that. So we'll be doing the whole day, the entire day at Saqqara. Again, you go on some tours and it's like you get half a day there. You might see the Serapeum. No, we're doing the full day, sun up to sundown at Saqqara, going to see the pyramids of Saqqara, and especially spending a lot of time down in the Serapeum. So then we will travel to Luxor, where that night, once we land, we'll get to go to Luxor Temple. It's another one of these places where there's these huge megalithic statues. Johanna and I will talk to you guys a little bit. You can hang out with us after we're done talking if you want to, but it's another one of these sites where it's gated in. It's totally safe to walk around and just take in the temple yourself and explore it on your own. It's a beautiful temple right in the middle of modern day Luxor. So built in part throughout all of ancient Egypt, Luxor Temple contains some of the greatest stonework in all of the ancient world. And that's a fact. That place is stunning. So then the next day, we have a couple sites we're seeing, but the most important one is the Osirion, which is the special access. With exclusive special access for our group, we will descend down into the most mysterious place in all of Egypt, containing the most imposing megalithic granite work found anywhere in ancient Egypt. When was the Osirion built? What was it used for? And on top of that, for all of you guys, I'm sure this is going to be your first time going down into the Osirion. It's going to be my first time going down into the Osirion. So you're going to get to experience that with me, which I'm very excited about. And I personally think it's the biggest mystery in all.
I think it is as well.
Yeah.
So just in case people are like, what is the Osirion? Just so we're all on the same page.
Mhm.
It is an ancient temple that is literally plugged into the earth. How they built this, the ancient people who built this, but they still can't work it out today. Again, it's on top of a working aquifer, and it is what we see today, that what we go down onto, we go down to go on top of what is the equivalent to a 5-story building underground. This central island is this huge cavernous. Well, it's definitely got a void. They've done scans and it's definitely got a void in there. So they don't know what's in there, but there is equivalent of 5 stories, 15 meters. And not only that, but recently I read the research papers, and when they did some bore drilling holes in and around the Osirion, they bored down and they hit limestone at around 22 meters down. And then they didn't hit limestone when they did it sort of outside the Osirion. So they're concluding that they've found the limestone foundations, which is 22 meters down from below at the top, which is just this feat of this engineering. And there's also support beams that are holding this like central island in place. Honestly, it's just like mysteries everywhere. But let's go and stand on top of this thing. And get into
So it's like they built a multi-story structure into the ground and then purposely flooded the entire thing with water. And it's made out of the largest granite megaliths you're going to find anywhere. Basically, well, as far as a temple, you're going to find anywhere in Egypt. And the traditional Egyptological narrative is that this is 19th dynasty constructed under Seti's reign. However, Seti nor any other 19th dynasty pharaoh ever created anything of this magnitude.
Anything that looks like
this. I was going to say, I think unambiguously, this is the work of, or the product of, the same builders of Giza, the same architect that created the Valley Temple, probably the pyramids as well. I think that it's all the same architect.
And I know there's been a bit of contention about the stonework, because there's a lot of limestone that's been used on this site. So one of the arguments is that, because it was limestone, and limestone was really popular building material for like the middle and later kingdoms. So they were like, it doesn't really fit with the earlier granite builders. However, when you actually research that, there are 2 time periods in which limestone was used by the ancient Egyptians, and that is in the 1st and 2nd dynasty, and then the later dynasties. It fell out of faux pas, but there is evidence of it being used. You can Google it. So limestone. So it basically means that it is definitely either a Seti much later reproduction of earlier work, or it is an original early dynasty, 1st, 2nd. Piece of work.
Well,
and
in the area itself dates back to the first century as well.
It's in one of the oldest historically documented places of Egypt. It's incredible.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to take you guys there. I'm excited to see it for the first time myself. So later that same day in the afternoon, we're going to go to Dendera Temple, which I'm sure everyone here has heard of. Absolutely stunningly beautiful temple, which still has so much of the paint preserved within the friezes.
Colorful.
Renowned for its vibrant and preserved colors. Enter into one of Egypt's most famous temples, built during the time of Alexandria. I don't know if many people know this, but this temple, when it was being built, it was contemporaneous with the Library of Alexandria, the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Cleopatra herself, without a doubt, walked through the doors of this temple. And for that reason and many others, I love it. So
yeah. This is the Dendera temple is the one with the famous light bulb. You can crawl under the crawl space.
Right, that's right.
There's like an underground crypt that we can go, and it's very tiny and it smells like pee, but we're gonna do it. And you can also take these like famous steps up Dendera temple, which are weirdly, they look like the melted steps of Dendera. And so we're gonna go up the melted steps. Hopefully go around there's like there's tiers to this temple. We can go upstairs, downstairs, and into the crypt.
Yeah, that's right. And that's good to point out. The famous like light bulbs of Dendera are there in the crypt under the ground that we're going to crawl into. And then if you guys have ever seen, I'm sure you have, even if you didn't know where it was from, the photo of the steps, the staircase coming down in an Egyptian temple where you see the window up above it and it's shining the light in. And you can see where it looks like the stair steps have like melted down.
Like lava.
Those two things are also at Dendera. So there's quite a lot to see there. All right, I'm going to let Johanna, because she loves Karnak, take it away for this one.
Okay, so Karnak Temple, there is, if you are into lost ancient technology, miscellaneous out-of-place artifacts or like tool marks, Karnak Temple is amazing. So I'm going to have to remember exactly where it is, because we have the stargates of Karnak Temple, which I can take you to. We have to kind of slightly sneak past the little out-of-bound rope area, but we can go. And there is these granite stargate, which literally have translation correct Stargate written on them. But there's some really weird something really weird happening with the stone. It got damaged at some point in history, and the stone is literally like crumbling from the inside out. We had a geologist be on tour with us on one of the times I was in Egypt, and she was quite stumped at what is going on, because granite basically shouldn't disintegrate like this. So we can all go and have a look at the crumbling, disintegrating granite stargate. There are boreholes, there are saw marks, there is these huge ancient pillars. If you look around like the side of the main alley, the main like causeway, if we go around the back, we can find these huge quartz pillars of what used to be huge one-piece pillars from an older site that was in Karnak. So Karnak is like layer upon layer. It's like an onion of all the different eras of Egypt, but you can peel it back to a much older site that was literally huge. These huge quartz pillars. So we're going to be able to scramble all over and look at it. It's such a geeky day. If you like ancient technology, lost ancient technology, Karnak is the one.
Yeah, I can't wait. Karnak is such a winding maze labyrinth of all these. It was built over the course of thousands of years. It wasn't just like it was all built at one time. So these pharaohs are adding on, and it makes this winding labyrinthian maze that resulted in the 2 times I've been there, I never even found the Stargate. I never even saw it.
Yeah, it's quite hard to find. Like once you know where it is, you'll find it. So but yeah, it's kind of it took me a while to remember where it was. But yeah, the Stargate is just there. All this stuff is sort of hidden slightly out of view and to the side. But it is phenomenal, and it's just one of the best places as well. There's loads of Ramses II like re-etching of his hieroglyphs onto things. So it's a really good example of seeing different levels of stone masonry on the same place, because you've got
for sure.
Statues that have been marked by multiple people, and it's a really great way for you to see up close looking at like the level of engineering and craftsmanship in the fingernails of these statues and the toenails, and getting up close and into the nitty gritty of it. It's really quite exciting.
Yeah, you talking like that's got me excited to go back. It's something, man. I don't know how to explain it. Egypt is just it's exactly what they would have wanted it to be. It's as magical and mystical and as far away and difficult to comprehend as they
Mm,
probably intended it for it to be. It has this kind of timeless, eternal feeling to it that never ever loses its charm, and you
yeah.
always find something new to appreciate. And for those of you guys watching, I'm sure you have been fascinated by Egypt for many years and have always wanted to go. I promise to you, after this week and a half of you being in Egypt, you will learn more about Egypt than you have in all of the time you spent studying Egypt put together. It's just not comparable. Being there in person and actually seeing it takes your appreciation for ancient Egypt and your understanding of that world and elevates it to a level way beyond you can currently comprehend being possible. You learn so much.
But also on that note, obviously, appreciate if you can't make the tour
Yeah.
this year. This is our first of many, so don't worry.
Yeah, absolutely.
We aim to maybe go back, and but also we will be doing what we do, which is bringing our cameras. So
Yeah.
we will be able to, even if you can't come this time, it's kind of like no sweat because we will be
Yeah, for
taking
sure.
you. You can either be with us or you can watch us. Either
Yeah.
way, we're all going to see it.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. And we'll be doing many, many more tours like this. So this is our
This is the
kickoff launch
first this
tour.
is the OG tour if you wanna be part of the OG, and with that in mind as well, because it's our first tour, we've had to be very limited on the numbers because, we're not sure, maybe people don't wanna come, but, so there is a very limited number of seats available on
Yeah.
this, first ever tour, so,
Yeah.
just so that you can weigh that up in your own decision making.
Yeah, absolutely. So then the next day is for some people it's an optional day. It could be a rest day. Valley of Kings, you're literally in the middle of the desert being blasted by the hot white sand. And
Mhm.
so it's going to be sort of an optional day if some people want to hang out in Luxor for the morning, walk around town, get a bite to eat, go check out. There's a really, really cool bookstore there with like the best books on ancient Egypt anywhere in the world. I've spent like way too much money in that bookstore. But so for the next day, we're going to be doing Valley of the Kings. For those of you guys watching, probably already know, Valley of Kings is where during the New Kingdom, I believe it's Tutmos the First, he is looking for a new place for the pharaohs to be buried. And as the story goes, he wanders into the back canyons across the river from what is modern day Luxor or the Karnak temple across the river, wanders into the back canyons and finds these canyons that he thinks are going to be a safe place for the pharaohs to be buried. And so for the next 500 to 600 years, that's where the pharaohs of Egypt are buried. And the archaeological digs that were carried out in the 1800s and 1900s, they dug up so many pharaohs with so much treasure back there. It's staggering. And so we're going to go down into at least 3 of the tombs down there during the day. So probably you're definitely going to want to see King Tut's tomb. It's the most iconic of all of them, but it's actually not the most impressive at the Valley of Kings by far. It's not even close. And if you guys are walking around with me there, I'll show you a couple of hidden tombs, including Hatshepsut's tomb, that are way up in the canyons. I'm going to bring my binoculars, and you guys will get to see these tombs that apparently nobody's been in the last 100 years, and you can't even find photos of the interiors. So a lot of really interesting stuff there. And then afterwards, if we have time, we will visit Temple of Hatshepsut, where you'll explore the enigmatic temple that was built for one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs, whose name was purposely hidden for more than 3,000 years. So most of Hatshepsut's temple was rebuilt, but it was rebuilt in the early 1900s or maybe the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And it's quite a fascinating story. I'll tell you guys about the story of Hatshepsut, arguably the most powerful, greatest pharaoh throughout.
Female pharaoh.
Yeah, she was a female, and obviously she was a female, but the pharaoh was a female, and it's just a fascinating story that her name was hidden for more than 3,000. I think it's like 3,100 years. No one even knew that she existed. And then
Yeah.
once we did find out that she existed, we found out that not only was she a great pharaoh, she may have been the greatest pharaoh. So yeah, really cool story there. All right. So the next day, this is gonna be a long tour. You guys, like halfway through the tour, when we do Valley of Kings Day, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, the first day at Giza feels like forever ago.
Ever away. Yeah. So we're going back up. So we're up at Giza, and then we go down, and then we come back to Luxor, and then we go back up.
Yep.
So, and then we go back to Red Pyramid, and my favorite pyramid of all the pyramids, the Bent Pyramid, which is basically like a live action temple run.
Yep.
It is no joke. I was warned before you go inside this pyramid how tough it is, and we're gonna get sweaty. You basically just slide right down. It's crazy, but we have to crawl. I think it's 90 meters
Mhm.
that you have to go
It's a long
down,
way.
and then we have to crawl up, and then we have to go through all these like itty bitty spaces. I'm obviously gonna have a panic attack because I have claustrophobia, but that's part of the fun. And it's really, the Bent Pyramid is really, really special. It feels like it's in the middle of nowhere. There is nobody there as well. Whereas on the Giza Plateau, it's always full of people. It's very, very busy. The Bent Pyramid and Red Pyramid, there's like hardly anyone there whenever we go. So you kind of
Yeah,
get it to
sure.
yourself. And you look like you're in the middle of June, the movie, because it's just sand and pyramid, and it's great photo ops. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing. This was actually the fact that we get to go down in the Red and the Bent Pyramid, and which I think are the Bent Pyramid's definitely the most fascinating of all of them. You're going to get to go in every square inch of the Bent Pyramid, and that's part of the reason that we chose the Osirion as the special access, because you're going to get a lot of pyramid run.
Yeah, there's a lot of
in
pyramid
the store
running.
So it's amazing. So then the last day, it's going to be a chill day, but we're going to get to go to the Grand Egyptian Museum. Less than a year old. I was lucky enough to be there the day it opened somehow, completely by accident. Less than a year old, the Grand Egyptian Museum is the most magnificent and expansive assemblage of ancient Egyptian artifacts found anywhere on the planet. And the old Cairo Museum had very much Indiana Jones vibes. It was very, very charming.
It's very historical. It's like walking into the set of The Mummy. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
like
it really
100 years
is
old.
Yeah, but they that museum is now empty, and all the artifacts that were in there are in the Grand Egyptian Museum. And I will say, the Grand Egyptian Museum, it's amazing. I love visiting that place. I mean, and they've got like a food court and everything. So I think it's on the itinerary. We're gonna do a full day there because it's worth that much. And amazing. They'll have they just opened Tut's King Tut's viewing room. They've got that open. They've got Khufu's boat open. Half of the Fourth Dynasty, what am I thinking of the word? But half of the Fourth Dynasty section had been closed the last 2 times I've been there. So that's all open now. So I think the entire museum is now functioning.
It's fully. They did a big grand opening ceremony like last week. And what's interesting timing as well is, obviously you've just heard the amazing news that Brendan Fraser is coming back for The Mummy 4.
Yep.
So absolutely stoked. So I feel like this is just like the pre-gearing myself up for watching that movie. By actually
I can't
going.
wait.
And we really encourage, because obviously like Luke's style is very adventure coded, like fashion style. I love like dressing up for Egypt. So we really encourage you, if you want to, bring your adventure gear. Like, let's make this look like we are on the set of The Mummy, and let's run around Egypt. Bring your hats, bring your shirts, bring your desert boots, bring your leathers. Let's go for it. Let's really geek out.
Yeah, you got to dress the part. So at the bottom, I have it here saying, there's no better way to travel across the magical land of pyramids and pharaohs than with a group of like-minded and open-minded friends eager to dive into Egypt's greatest mysteries. And that couldn't be more true, honestly. On all the tours that I have been on and led, every time there, people make friendships that last for years. I have a group chat right now with some of my buddies that I met on tour over 2 years ago. And the 5 of us clicked, and we have been best friends and traveled like literally across the planet together over the last 2 years. It seems like, people go, oh, what are the chances? It's a pretty high chance, actually. That you would meet somebody that you would relate to this much. We all kind of live on our own islands where we have these fascinations in ancient history. And everyone that we're close to and connected to, maybe they have some kind of passing interest, but they don't have this burning passion for it like you do.
Yeah.
And they don't have the will to actually jump on a tour like this and travel across the planet to see this place in person in front of you. And so it's not really a coincidence that when you get there, you're going to meet so many other people.
Oh, we've lost your mic, or maybe I've just lost your mic. Oh, we've lost your sound. Or is that just me? Or I've lost Luke's sound. Is Luke's sound still going for everyone else? Someone could let us know. Did I touch something? He's gone silent. Yes. Oh, Luke's brand new mic. The sound's gone. Is the sound gone for me as well, or just Luke? Just him. Sorry, Luke. I'll keep talking. What Luke's also think he's going to say is, yeah, so it's like the half of the tour is what we're going to see. The other half of the tour is the people who go on the tour. They make the journey, they make the adventure. We are going to be having all of our meals. We can have evening dinners. We can it's the conversations and the debates and the chatting and the theorizing that happens all all in the in between. It's the bus rides. That's kind of what makes these tours like super special. And yeah, Luke, have we got your sound back, or nope, he's just gonna have to be a mime in the box for now. I did see someone in the comments to say, are we going to the Hawara? Now Hawara is my number 2 special place in Egypt, and I did weigh up about whether insisting we go to Hawara, but to be completely honest, the cool stuff about Hawara is what is underground and what is inaccessible. You can't access the pyramid because the water table, it's completely up to the door. So we can't go inside the pyramid. There's nothing to see at Hawara because it is all sand. There's really not very many artifacts. So it's really cool at Hawara, but what's cool is looking under Hawara with technology, with scans. There's kind of nothing that you could see. So I didn't, and it's quite far away out. You have to bus quite a way out. So I thought, you know what? I don't think right now there's not enough there on the site for people to visit. So I'm not going to suggest that people go to that. So just to answer, that's why we're not doing Hawara. And also we could do, there's so many sites in Egypt that we can't do them all. We had to be, if we wanted to keep it in budget and we wanted to keep it in our time constraint, we just had to pick our absolute favorites, and it was part of the balance and the compromise of otherwise the price was going to go up and up and up, and we'd be there for 9 weeks, not 9 days. Okay, so Luke's very, very quiet, but yes, if you're just joining us, just, in a nutshell, we're going to Egypt next October. Tickets are now available. You can whack a deposit down and we will see you there. Well, or we won't, but if you put a deposit down and you're coming, then we will definitely see you there. Right, Luke's going to try and work on his thing, but we are kind of coming into close right now. Anyway, oh, Luke's gone, so it's just me. But there we are. We've worked hard to make this like as cool as possible. But it's also our very first tour, so there's probably going to be some, if there is any teething problems, do you know what I mean? That's all part and parcel of it. We're just down for an adventure. It's the clean, smooth shave. Right, okay. Well, you've been silenced by the they're listening to us. But there we go. Well, we wouldn't be able to do a Raiders tour if there wasn't any Raiders who want to go on tour, and it's only because you guys like consistently turn up to the podcast and support us and write comments and like and subscribe and stuff that we're even able to do this. And so yeah, huge thank you to you guys, because we've been doing Raiders for like over a year now, 2 years. I don't remember, but yeah, otherwise it would just it wouldn't be happening. So huge thank you to you guys, and let us know if you are coming. I saw someone in the comments who suggested that we do a a watch along to the Mummy one night in the hotel on the tour, and I couldn't think of anything more fitting. Absolutely would love to do that. If we don't all pass out from heat exhaustion, because again, just a warning, Egypt is tough. It's hot. We're going to be go every day. Make sure that you have like prepped a bit before you come, and like, practice walking a lot. Get really comfortable shoes. October is still really hot. It's not like you're going to die hot, but it's still nice and hot in Egypt. So there we are. Right. Well, Mr. Mime in a Box, should we wrap this up and we'll see you on the next one? Email Luke. No. This is why I learnt sign language. Anyway, oh, but I don't know ASL. Ah, damn it. I know the BSL. Okay. You can email Luke with any questions at lukecaverns@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. And we're so excited we can finally talk about this out in the open, because we've been squirreling away trying to be like, oh, but would this work? Can we go here? What are the dates? When can we go? It's finally happening. And yes, we'll let you guys know real soon, and we'll be able to reveal the secret backstage tour of the Giza Plateau, what's going to be going on with that day, a little bit more information once we've like completely confirmed and lined up our special guest. Amazing. Next time you'll be allowed to speak. And yeah, that's Luke's just shy. He's just having a shy moment. But on behalf of Luke and myself, happy hunting. We'll see you guys in the next live stream. Bye.